Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we dive into Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink. In this field manual to self-discipline, Willink explores how mastering self-discipline is essential to achieving freedom and reaching one's full potential. He illustrates that true freedom comes from imposing structure on yourself, which paradoxically allows you to accomplish more and unlock new levels of personal achievement. With his background as a Navy SEAL and extensive experience in high-stakes environments, Jocko Willink brings a unique perspective to the topic. His insights are drawn from his 20 years serving in the military, several of them spent in active combat, as well as his time training future SEALs, and applying military discipline principles to corporate leadership through his consultancy, Echelon Front. Discipline Equals Freedom is especially suited for fitness enthusiasts seeking a disciplined approach to physical well-being, fans of candid advice and no-nonsense guidance, and anyone looking for motivation to enhance their work ethic and personal discipline. Join us as we explore how Jocko Willink's principles can help align your actions with your ambitions, ultimately setting you on a path to greater freedom. Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual. Introduction. Unlock your true potential by pushing beyond boundaries. Ever wonder if you could be living a better life? Healthier, happier, and more successful? If you aren't there yet, have you thought about what's holding you back? It might be a lack of time, resources, or just a shortage of motivation. But let's cut through those reasons, because more often than not, they are merely excuses. This book acts as a comprehensive field manual to upgrade yourself. It dives deep into essential areas like diet, exercise, and leadership to fortify your confidence and guide you to a more prosperous life. By exploring the principles of discipline, you'll learn how applying action, aggression, and relentlessness will drive you towards your objectives, and how embracing complete responsibility for your life can be the liberation you need. Through the insights shared in this book, you will understand that shortcuts often lead to dead ends. The 3 essential items for your home gym to start your physical transformation, and the ultimate martial art that encapsulates discipline and skill. Prepare to look at life differently, where discipline isn't just practice, but a pathway to freedom. Part 1. True discipline springs from your inner battles. What's your cause? Many seek the magical formula that can quickly elevate them to greater intelligence, strength, and accomplishment. They hunt for life hacks and shortcuts that promise rapid success. However, the stark reality is that genuine self-improvement can't be expedited. It demands time and immense discipline. Discipline is the weapon that combats the enticing voice whispering, "Just do it tomorrow." It's what pulls you away from the comfort of the couch to finish your responsibilities, even when lethargy tries to overcome you. But where does such discipline originate? Retired U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink believes it's intrinsic, a force from within that only needs the right motivation to be unleashed. Here's the central tenet. Discipline emerges from deep within you. Question yourself, what are you fighting for? From his youth, Jocko was aware that he was destined for battle. He did not know the specifics of where or when, but he was certain he had to be ready, mentally and physically, to face and defeat the adversary. This unyielding sense of purpose drove him to rigorously train himself and his team, forbidding any form of excuse to hinder their preparation. When the call to battle arrived, they were ready, fighting fiercely and securing victories. Now, having left the battlefield behind, Jocko draws motivation from the memory of comrades who did not return. Every moment of his current life is dedicated to honoring their sacrifices. To make the most of each day, he advocates finding your own driving force. How do you start? First and foremost, by casting aside excuses. Remember, you hold sovereignty over yourself. Whether it's rising early or exercising daily, seize control over your actions. With a bit of determination, any challenge can be faced head-on. Improving oneself, becoming healthier and stronger, is undoubtedly a demanding journey. Yes, it's stressful, but stress is a part of life, one we are inherently built to handle. Consider the resilience of soldiers through history, enduring grueling wars and battles. Jocko drew inspiration from their bravery to persevere through his tours in Iraq. From historic battles like the Somme in World War I to Gettysburg in the Civil War, soldiers have faced and overcome extreme adversity. That, in essence, is discipline, gaining perspective, mastering controllable elements, accepting the inevitable, and proceeding without hesitation. Part 2. Embrace aggression as your driving force. Discipline is more than just a shield against idleness. It acts as the very fuel propelling you towards success. It injects your daily life with purpose and clarity, helping you understand why you choose to rise early at 6:30 a.m. instead of yielding to the comfort of the snooze button. This daily commitment to achieving your goals should be powered by a robust aggression. But be clear, this doesn't call for unnecessary hostility or being combative without cause. Rather, think of aggression as a burning zeal that pushes you to chase and achieve your aspirations. It's about adopting a combative stance, ready to leverage all you've got to outsmart and outlast your challenges. When you're aggressive, you take initiative. You don't sit back and wait for problems to find you. Aggression is not a flaw. Instead, it's a potent trait that fuels your quest to win. Here's the takeaway. Let aggression be your standard setting. You might think that such internal fire is innate, but when it comes to the old debate of nature versus nurture, Jocko suggests that ultimately neither is decisive. Your true character develops from the choices you make. Do you decide to labor tirelessly to shape your success? Or do you passively wait, hoping fortune will shape your destiny? See, it all boils down to choices. And if you're under the impression that your circumstances set the limits of your future, reconsider that thought. Having served with a diverse array of individuals in the military, from Ivy League graduates to former gang members, from those raised in nurturing environments to those who had none, Jocko has observed that every spectrum of background has its share of triumphs and failures. Neither nature nor nurture alone scripts your life's narrative. You hold the pen. It's effortless to remain a bystander in your own life, but discipline uses the fear of failure to thrust you into action. Contrary to the often embraced notion that failure is okay, Jocko advocates a different approach. Fear failure so profoundly that avoiding it becomes your obsession. This type of fear keeps your mind agile and perpetually striving. It's what drives you to spend extra hours in the gym or at work, ensuring you don't just survive, but excel. Moreover, fear mediocrity. Imagine waking up after a decade to discover you've merely observed your life passing by without making any significant mark on the world. That thought should terrify you and spur you into action each day to combat an unremarkable existence. Part 3. Letting go of the past is your stepping stone to greatness. Life grants us only one chance to make it count, imbued with numerous opportunities and equally matched by stress. To navigate this, establishing a set of beneficial habits is crucial. Part of this regimen involves jettisoning any behaviors that hinder your advance, such as fixating on past errors. Mistakes are a universal aspect of human experience. Dwelling on these can paralyze your progress, as regret is an ineffective companion. The sole valuable aspect of regret should be its lessons, serving as a guide on what to adjust in future endeavors. Use it to fuel your growth, but avoid getting trapped in yesteryear's shadows. The true battlefield is the present, the only arena where impact can be made immediately. Here's what you need to grasp. Misdirecting your focus can prevent you from achieving your full potential. Discipline is your vehicle to success. But first, define what success means for you. Once it's clear, cling to it relentlessly. Don't be derailed by the fleeting allure of short-term pleasures which only dilute your focus. Charge towards your long-term vision with an unyielding fervor. Embed your goals in your consciousness. Talk about them, write them down, but most importantly, act on them and do so immediately. Eliminate hesitation. It's the precursor to stalling, and the moment between deciding and doing is often where opportunities slip away. Preempt hesitation by acting swiftly, thereby seizing the initiative before it can drift to your adversaries. Persevere against all odds, including fear. Daily encounters with fear can either cripple you or catalyze your leadership. When faced with challenges, opt to lead rather than withdraw. Be the individual who steps up first, akin to a soldier in combat, drawing first to benefit the squad. In your case, it means being the leader who dares to confront challenges head on, setting a pace and a standard for others to follow. Embody the role of a leader who not only bears the heaviest load, but does so with the courage to inspire and elevate everyone around. Part 4. Master your mornings to outpace the competition. Having explored the fundamentals of discipline, it's time to translate theory into practice. There are two pivotal daily habits that can significantly boost your productivity and efficiency: a robust exercise regimen and sound sleep practices. Firstly, if regular physical activity isn't part of your routine, make it a priority. Exercise not only elevates your endorphin and testosterone levels, but also enhances your immune system. Furthermore, it stimulates your mental sharpness by increasing blood circulation to the brain and releasing cognitive enhancing chemicals. If time constraints are your excuse for skipping workouts, it's time to reassess. Creating time might mean waking up earlier, much earlier. In military terms, this is known as standing to. Here's the central insight. By conquering your mornings, you gain an edge over your competition. Globally, military forces have long valued the discipline of early rising, not as a punitive measure, but as a strategic advantage. If an attack comes at dawn, they are prepared and poised for action. During World War I, soldiers were routinely up at first light, stationed in their trenches, weapons at the ready. Thus, no more excuses. If soldiers could rise at dawn under dire circumstances, you can set your alarm for 4:30 a.m. and head straight to the gym. This pre-dawn start not only gives you a psychological boost, but also instills a sense of accomplishment, knowing you're securing early wins while your rivals are still asleep. However, the idea of rising before the sun might seem daunting. Yes, it's tough, but entirely feasible with disciplined sleep habits. For most adults, 7 hours of sleep is adequate. Therefore, retiring at 10 billion p.m. should allow you to wake refreshed by 5 a.m. If you find yourself needing more sleep than usual, enhance the quality of your rest through more vigorous exercise during the day. A tired body sleeps more profoundly, often requiring less sleep as a result. Additionally, improve your sleep hygiene by disconnecting from electronic devices well before bedtime. The blue light from screens can disrupt your natural sleep cycle by mimicking daylight, which may delay sleep. Opt instead for reading a book, which calms the mind more effectively than digital content and contributes to your intellectual growth. Part 5. Step up your fitness by setting up a home gym. Embracing regular exercise is crucial to unlocking the best version of yourself. But what's the ultimate workout? The answer is simple. Whatever gets you moving counts. Whether it's stretching, walking, lifting weights, swimming, or a quick basketball game, all forms of exercise have their merits. The key isn't in the complexity or the scientific backing of the activity, but in the very act of physical movement. It's beneficial to keep track of your physical activities. Record your daily mileage or the weight you lift in each session. This not only allows you to see your progress, but also helps integrate goal setting into your fitness journey. Essential insight to ponder. Make a commitment to exercise and consider investing in a home gym. Let's talk about discipline. It's about eliminating excuses, right? Setting up a home gym eradicates common barriers by bringing exercise literally to your doorstep. Identify a convenient spot in your house, be it a spare room, office, garage, or even a backyard. This space becomes a no-excuse zone for maintaining your fitness. Worried about costs? Building a home gym doesn't have to break the bank. Start with a pull-up bar. It's a versatile piece of equipment that supports a variety of exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, squats, and abdominal workouts, providing a full-body exercise routine. Another cost-effective add-on is gymnastic rings, which can be mounted on any wall. Use them for ring dips, push-ups, and L-sits. Finally, consider a squat rack with a barbell and weights. Opt for rubber bumper plates instead of traditional iron ones to expand your range of dynamic lifts. This basic setup is a solid foundation for your home gym, which can evolve as you advance in your fitness levels. Maintaining a consistent workout regimen is key to seeing physical improvement, and even in the face of injuries, don't lose heart. Injuries are part of the fitness journey. Should you face one, simply modify your routine to focus on other areas of your body that you can safely exercise. For example, if a knee injury limits you, shift your focus to upper body workouts. Even if an injury demands that you rest, keep the momentum in other areas of your life. If you're grounded physically, perhaps it's time to sharpen a different skill. Remember, stagnation is not an option. If you pause, your competitors move forward. Continue pursuing progress, regardless of the form it takes. Part 6. Enhance your self-defense skills with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Nobody expects to find themselves in a dangerous situation, yet the unexpected happens when least anticipated. While strength is a significant asset, it often isn't enough to guarantee safety in perilous scenarios. That's why engaging in martial arts, as recommended by Jocko, could be a crucial defensive strategy. Martial arts can be broadly categorized into 3 types: grappling, which involves using leverage and holds to control an opponent; striking, which consists of using parts of your body, such as fists, feet, and head, to hit an opponent; and weapon-based martial arts, which include the use of implements like sticks, knives, and firearms. A core suggestion here is to begin your martial arts journey with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In many self-defense situations, the objective is to escape. However, escape can be impossible if you're caught in a hold. This is where Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu comes in handy. This advanced grappling technique focuses on ground defense, enabling you to break free from an assailant and escape. One of the compelling aspects of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is its complexity and depth. It offers an endless array of moves beyond the basic techniques, providing not just a physical challenge, but also a mental one, keeping both your body and mind actively engaged in continuous learning. However, handling an opponent in a controlled environment, such as during training, is vastly different from facing a real threat. Thus, Jocko emphasizes the importance of always maintaining situational awareness. This involves constantly evaluating your environment and the people around you, thinking preemptively about escape routes and potential places for cover. While being vigilant and aware reduces risk, it doesn't eliminate the possibility of a sudden threat. In such cases, Jocko advises immediate action. If an escape is feasible, then running is the best option. If escape isn't an option, you should leverage your training to counterattack swiftly and effectively. As soon as an opportunity to flee presents itself, seize it. In situations involving firearms, the immediate response should be to find cover or concealment. If rapid gunfire is heard, search for solid protection and wait for a pause in the shooting to make your move. If gunfire is slow and measured, the advice is to run without hesitation and keep moving until you reach safety. Part 7. Rethink your diet. Why grains might not be the best fuel food powers our bodies, and to achieve better strength and agility, the type of fuel we ingest is crucial. Unfortunately, many people depend on transient energy sources like donuts and cookies, which might tantalize the taste buds, but offer little nutritional value. These are essentially just vehicles for sugar. To understand what constitutes optimal nutrition, one might look back to the eating habits of our prehistoric ancestors. They thrived on a diet abundant in vegetables and meat, with fruits consumed in moderation. Contrastingly, modern diets are heavily laden with grain-based foods like pasta, bread, and rice. Despite their ubiquitous presence in our diets today, our bodies have not fully adapted to process grains effectively. We have only been consuming them for about 10,000 years, a relatively short time in evolutionary terms. Here's a crucial point to consider. Our bodies struggle to digest grains properly. When consumed, grains are broken down into simple sugars, akin to how more explicitly sugary foods behave in our digestive system. The high intake of these sugars is not conducive to health, suggesting that grains might be best minimized or avoided. Instead, explore a diet that echoes the preferences of our ancient ancestors. Opt for grass-fed meats, free-range poultry, and wild-caught fish. Complement these with a bounty of vegetables, nuts, and roots, and enjoy fruits sparingly. Such foods provide more suitable nutrition that aligns with our evolutionary adaptations. As for the commonly followed 80-20 dietary rule, eating healthy 80% of the time and less so for the remaining 20%, consider the risks it poses. Frequent indulgence in poor food choices, particularly sugary treats, can become a slippery slope. Like a drug, sugar can be addictive. Allowing it even occasionally may undermine dietary discipline. However, this stringent approach doesn't mean you can't enjoy a treat now and then. Responsible indulgences can still be part of your regimen. For instance, a piece of dark chocolate dipped in coconut oil or a bowl of whipped cream topped with nuts can provide a satisfying, yet not overly indulgent treat. These might seem modest, but when integrated into a clean, disciplined diet, they feel surprisingly luxurious. This way, you enjoy the best of both worlds, maintaining a healthful diet without feeling deprived. Final summary. The core message here is straightforward. There are no shortcuts to becoming a better version of yourself. It's time to stop making excuses for not eating healthily, skipping workouts, or failing to meet your personal and professional goals. Remember, your life success hinges on your willingness to put in the work, so it's essential to take proactive steps towards becoming the person you aspire to be. Your background or circumstances should never be seen as barriers. Instead, understand that you possess the innate capacity to endure stress and work tirelessly. By consistently applying yourself, you can outperform and outlast your competition. Start making those changes today. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.